Welcome everyone to the Swordsmen podcast. I am your host, Blue, with our co-host, Hitomi. How you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Sadly, Remix is currently busy doing something right now, so he can't be with us in this podcast. But we do have
I
our,
understand.
our guest, host Archer. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you, man?
I'm doing wonderful.
That's great.
So please introduce yourself since you're our guest today. Oh, wonderful.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Ghost Archer. You can just call me Ghost or whatever. Yeah, I like anime.
Good.
Everybody
You're
does.
now considered a friend. You watch anime? Man of culture. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm
So
not a threat.
yeah.
uh,
Okay. So in this
Little fun
podcast,
fact: a few years ago, Sword Art Online got me into anime, and I watched the entire first two seasons of I watched Sword Art Online 1 and 2 a total of 3 times.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, that was fun.
yeah. So yes, we're all SAO. We're all SAO lovers here in this podcast, as you may know.
Yep.
And in this podcast, we're gonna discuss our thoughts on all anime genres, which is shonen, seinen, shoujo, slice of life, all that good stuff, all that good anime stuff.
Woo!
We're gonna be giving our thoughts, what we think, what's good, what's bad. We might do some SEO talk out in between this. I don't know. We'll see. So our
Mm,
first genre. What is our first genre gonna be?
Well, we're talking.
what?
Well, this is the Swordsman podcast. We all love SAO, so we got to do Isekai first.
Isekai, the lovely stuff. My man, Isekai.
Isekai.
I feel like there's like
He's
there's the good kind of Isekai, like the good stuff.
a
ReZero.
milk Sakai.
The
Yeah,
yeah, no Isekai.
some
Yeah.
of the there's some amazing isekais out there, and then there's some that are like, why the fuck is this a TV show?
Why is this a thing?
Everything's an isekai. A taco's an isekai. A puppy's an isekai.
We got
A
that.
girl's an isekai.
We got the elite truck hun coming in and reflect on the first episode. Truck hun.
Yikes.
So actually, my we're gonna be serious now because we've been joking around. Um,
No.
I think isekai is actually just a good genre. I feel like it's I feel like it gets a little too repetitive, but
It
like
does. I mean, you
uh,
you you use something other than a truck, like SAO so much. There's no truck involved.
true.
Yeah.
So, but for me, isekai, there's like a 50 million that appear every season, which is lovely. Not really. There's always that one that like takes the top spot. Let's go to winter season. I don't remember. ReZero was the talk of isekai. And then we have Shield Hero. There's always like that one good isekai from every season. But the rest are just like
Yeah.
down the drain, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's my opinion. But like, there's those really good isekais that you want to watch, and there's the one that you don't even want to see the synopsis of. If you're like,
Yeah,
True.
over the last year or so, there have been a bunch of isekai that came out, like to name a few: Shield Hero, Wise Man's Grandchild. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. Some of them were good. I really liked that time I got reincarnated as a slime. That's a very
Yeah.
controversial opinion, but I liked that one, and I liked Wise Man's Grandson, but I also liked it a lot less because didn't need to be an isekai.
honestly, that could have just
Start
been like a fantasy, and that's it.
He started out as a freaking child and grew up into an adult. It didn't need to be an isekai.
Yeah, it did not. That did not need to be.
It could have just been a normal fantasy world, and then it where the dude's a genius, and it would have been great. I mean, they don't even talk about friggin' his past life or anything aside from like the first episode.
We don't hear about anything else. I don't think we even get him well introduced until he's actually like in the world. That's when he's actually really introduced, not like his past life was. Which I feel like
Yeah,
it's yeah. I feel like every like I feel like instead of making isekai, just make fantasy world based anime, not just transporting through. Because at the end, when I finish a good isekai, I completely forget that it's an isekai. I feel like it's like just a fantasy, and that's it, a fantasy anime.
Yeah, I mean, some of the best isekai are TV shows that aren't isekai. Like uh, I remember I never actually saw it because I need to get into Yu-Gi-Oh, but I haven't watched it completely. But I remember there was a part of Yu-Gi-Oh where they went to a different world, and everybody loved that because it was a non-isekai anime going isekai, and that was one of the best parts of the anime.
True. I've watched Yu. I think I watched like the first three like parts or season. I never
Watch
got
the
to finish.
Japanese versions of it.
I never got to finish it, but I did hear people talking about it. Which
Yeah.
also another like a good isekai that's on the level of good is probably Yu Yu Hakusho. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's old. I feel like I mean it's good, it's not bad, but like people forget that it's an isekai, which it kind of
It
basically is.
started it.
Yeah,
I
he
wouldn't call
died
it
in like the
Isekai.
first episode and went into the spirit world. Which
Mm-hmm.
don't get me wrong, Yu Yu Hakusho is like definitely one of like the best classical anime from the 90s.
Yeah.
So
All
yeah,
right, my
it's
phone's about to die, so I'm gonna disappear for a sec. I'll be back as soon as I can.
okay. So yeah, Isekai. It has that one good and I'm showing like it. I'm showing it. I hope you guys can agree with this. One good anime every season. That's it. It usually
Yeah.
has one good anime every season. The rest just go down the drain.
Oof.
But I feel like what they could do is just like explore different worlds, not just in a fantasy world. I feel like they should explore, especially like
Yeah.
Overlord. Turn him into an
Haven't
overpowered
even
person,
watched it.
but it takes him to him as being the king, which is great. So yeah, isekai. It's not a bad genre. It just has repetitive anime that are not good, but then it also has its good anime.
The major problem with people having problems with Isekai anime, sometimes it can be a little too boring. Dialogue could get too insane and convoluted. You have the overpowered characters and a broken power system that doesn't work and questions the narrative.
Yeah, yeah. It also has its fair share of problems. It's not the most perfect genre. It has a lot of flaws, especially because most of them are light novels. They start off as light novels. They're mostly all light novel adaptations, and we all know how it's hard to get most of the source material into possibly 12 to 24 episodes.
Yeah,
Big
unless you're like
big
White
example
Fox.
is probably No Game No Life, which only had 2 volumes into its series, but it still has like I feel like 8 more, 6 more. I don't know how many exactly. That's way more than is in the original anime, which it's really hard to put all the source material or the important source material into a good anime.
All right, I'm back.
Alright.
Long story short, each anime, each season, that's it, and repetitive
All
as
right.
fuck. So
I was thinking about this while I was getting my charge cord, but one of my favorite isekais this season is actually Doctor, which isn't technically an isekai, but also technically is if you think about it, because they never leave our world, but yeah, it's a completely different one when they wake up.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, now that you say it, now that you said it, yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. You guys can talk about it while I'm gone for.
Alright. So, as I'm on Dr. Soul episode 9, it's good. I love how they explain entire scientific widely science-based skills that one day we could end up like this.
Yeah, and thanks to that, I know how to make ramen from scratch now, so that's great.
Yeah, and how they start out with the world building, and then you start out with the science basis and question what happened to the Earth.
Yeah, and I've been reading the manga for it too, and they actually have some. It's actually a really deep story and everything. It doesn't seem like it'd be that much since it's just like since if you're just looking at it for the first time, only no basic have the basic knowledge of it. It's just um all you really know is that Senku is going to bring back civilization, but it's much more than that because yeah, not not gonna spoil too much,
Yeah,
but it is definitely strange. I love it. It's a great show.
I know I'm currently watching slowly,
You're watching what?
watching Doctor Stone.
Doctor Stone. All right, yeah. Good show.
And fun science.
I'm getting over a cold right now, so sorry if you hear a lot of sniffing.
Gosh.
You okay?
Yeah. I'm just getting over a cold right now, so I had to blow my nose real quick.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So another good isekai I love this season. Rising
I'm
of the
back,
Shield
guys.
Hero. Hey, you're back. All right.
Hey,
I heard some of it. I was getting my little sister. Yeah.
I
Oh,
know.
jeez. All right. So
Yes.
that was our talk about Doctor Stone. All right. And another good isekai from this season. There's two new ones that just came out that just started airing recently. I believe they were even high school prodigies have it easy in another world, and didn't I say to make my abilities average? Yeah, those are two really repetitive ones. Those are just same things as usual.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like we should switch genres now. But
Yeah.
for long story short, the isekai genre, our thoughts on it. It has good anime, but then has the bad and repetitive anime. It's like a mediocre genre that can be good and bad at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over exaggerated, but
Yeah.
fun.
With isekai, you're either gonna find really good stuff or really bad stuff. No in
Yeah.
between.
So, what is going to be our next genre? Guess my little sister wanted to say something.
Yeah. You got something to say about anime?
Best shit ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right, she's now a permanent guest on the show. You cannot take this back.
so our next genre will be, I don't know. Guys want to do action?
Yeah.
Okay, the action genre of anime.
All right, action. All right, let me think about. First thing that comes to mind is JoJo, but I'm just gonna skip over that for right now.
I feel like it's more on the comedy side. I feel.
Yeah, if you wanna watch JoJo, you're just there to watch grown men scream at each other and gay.
I know that's the mean. Yeah.
Yep. And if that's what you're looking for, is a pretty good show. If not, then the art style is very unique and is not very appealing to most people. And The story is all right. It's got a good power system, I guess, but that's all it's got really going for it, aside from grown men screaming.
Yeah.
I would like to recommend JoJo a lot
Yeah.
because of the world building, adventure, and so many good things about it.
Yeah, there
I'll be right
and
back,
there is
guys.
good things about it. And it adds some supernatural aspects to our normal world, which is nice because frankly, that's why a lot of people watch anime to try and escape the normal world that they currently live in. Let me think. Another
How's your
action
weekend?
anime. Oh, that was my
How's your
spiel
weekend?
on JoJo. What other action anime do you guys have?
I'm
That's just
on
been a
part
rough.
four. I'm all the way up to the manga.
So
On JoJo?
first thing that comes to mind for me, action is Attack on Titan.
Yes, Attack on Titan. That is a great show as well.
It has some of the best storyline I've seen,
Yep,
and the action is just as good.
yep. I read the manga for Attack on Titan. It follows it pretty well, aside unlike some other show, Full Metal Alchemist. But and yeah, I have very good opinions on it. I can't say that for most of my other friends, but you know, differing opinions is what makes us friends.
Main problem I had with season three is that Ishiyama basically skipped everything from the anime.
Yeah, you
I
can easily
wanted,
skip. You can easily skip most of season three, honestly.
yes, we're supposed to get that Eren versus Titans fight that was in the manga. Like, oh, come on, I want to see this.
Yeah,
I hope season four basically brings it back.
yeah, they should because I think in season four they're supposed to be trying to cross over to the mainland or something because I think they're in Japan. Is that right? Is that right? Is that where Attack on Titan is supposed to take place in Japan?
I would say Europe.
I don't know, somewhere around there. But they're either going to try and cross the mainland or go to the Americas or something, and try to take down the Titan shifters, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So action, it has some of the best fight scenes, and I
oh
feel
yeah,
like nobody can argue with that. I mean, it is action. Like
Yeah, but
like other
people mainly
series.
love it for storytelling,
Yeah, it's
dialogue.
true. It has some really good story and
yep,
some really good fights to go along with it.
yeah.
So yeah,
True.
Attack on Titan. What are other some like really good action?
How can you?
And
Oh, how did I forget about this? My Hero Academia. That's my favorite show of like all time right now.
oh, MHA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the action from probably season two is my favorite. The tournament arc. I mean, yeah, the tournament arc was amazing in my opinion. I don't know why people like throw it in the shade at first, but I think it's actually really good. It has good action as hell.
oh yeah,
So yeah,
The main
action has like really good fight scenes. And tournament. You cannot not like that unless it's not your cup of tea.
the
yeah.
main problem the main problem I have with my hero is some of the dialogue and fights feel too dull.
I can see that. I can
Yeah,
see that sometimes.
I can see it too.
Because people keep on like I don't hate my hero, but people tend to hype to show up like it's a masterpiece. like it's the next One Piece.
Yeah,
I don't
There's
I don't really hype it up that much. I just like I get hyped by myself watching it, but I don't like force it on other people. When I'm done with like a good anime, that's when I like hype it up. Like
yeah.
yeah,
When people are asking for shows to watch, I always recommend My Hero, but I don't hype it up too much because then I go into plot spoilers and stuff, and then people are and then people aren't surprised when the big emotional moments come, like you can be a hero and stuff.
I
yeah,
mean,
and
yeah,
also MHA has like some, not like some amazing, but like good character development.
Oh yeah, character development in that show is amazing.
Yeah. Also, like if we're speaking action with shonen, another one that it's like overshadowed by having that everybody says it has is Black Clover, the anime. I
Oh
think
yeah, Black.
that anime is amazing.
Yeah, whenever I I couldn't wa- I tried watching Black Clover for a while, then something came up, so I couldn't watch anime for a while, and I was pissed. And then I came back, and there was so much to watch that I forgot about Black Clover.
Yeah, I can understand
yeah,
why people like would drop it like around the 10-ish, 15-ish episodes. But like after that, it gets amazing, like really good. It has like it can tackle that entire series can tackle, let's say fight scenes from MHA in my opinion. It has really good ones, but
Yeah,
like good fight scenes. And where you can't get MHA and Black Clover wrong is their openings. I feel like they have really good openings.
yeah.
yes, they have some really good openings.
Yeah, so action, it has its fair share of little problems, like kind of something called like little problems because it
Pacing.
focus too much. Yeah, and also pacing. But I feel
Yes,
like if it over focuses on all action, it
Uh,
gets more and it gets repetitive to see so so much action, and
yeah,
then story gets kind of off a bit. So action, it's probably a really good genre that if it's done right and well, it can be a top 10 anime. Top 10. If a anime that's action has its combination of storyline, plot, character development with some good action, it could be an amazing series.
yeah,
yeah,
which
since
is
mainly Black Clover doesn't focus all the time on action, mainly focus on the issues and ideologies of the knights and commoners.
Yeah, yeah. I noticed that in the Black Clover. In Black Clover. So yeah. Anybody else want to start with the genre
uh, well, you
or should
suggested action, I suggested isekai, so that would leave
Hitomi?
uh, you told me.
Yeah. Honestly, anime has
Uh,
stuff.
I would say uh, anime that's completely barely brought up.
Mm,
I'm trying to think.
We brought up isekai and we brought up action, so I believe so. The other genres I can think of right now that are left would be like slice of life, sports,
Seinen.
harem. Uh, I don't know.
your call, Hitomi. What is it gonna be? What are we gonna rant on for like the next
I would
minute?
say Seinen.
So, seen it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That good horror stuff.
Yep.
Seinen, um, I feel like seinen isn't much of a scary genre. Like, but there
It's
is
kind
their
of like shonen, but a bit different and more mature.
yeah, yeah. Basically, its definition. It's more for the adult anime
Yeah.
watchers, definitely. But like
Yeah,
good seinen that people really like, that like at the top of my head are Tokyo Ghoul, Akame ga Kill, and I don't know what else. What else is in like a scene that people really like?
Phase Zero and Phase Day 9.
Yeah, ReZero, ReZero and
I
Face Zero.
said I said Phase Zero and Phase Day 9.
Yeah, some good seinen. Seinen has like top tier. It's definitely suit for what the genre is. So like people over like 18 or yeah. So it
Yeah,
definitely fits what it's supposed to do, which is fitted for people that that don't like the little kid stuff that just want to watch something mature and the something they can enjoy.
is
Yeah.
mainly plot driven
Yeah,
and focused more on characters and themes such as the comic got kill. Even though people hate it, it still goes into these ideologies and the important themes of it instead of the fights and action. And it gets a bit of a bad rap.
yeah. Honestly, you can't get Seinen wrong. It's definitely a good series, but what I feel like some which the horror Seinen where they do that, I feel like it could get over gory when it's not supposed to. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, like an anime can get gory enough to be enjoyable, but then there's the over gory stuff that is just that's plain and boring and that like it makes no sense on why it gets gory, but it's definitely something that we can all enjoy,
True.
especially
Yeah.
the 18 plus people.
I'm
I,
not
Yeah.
too familiar with the genre because I've only just started watching Tokyo Ghoul, and so
oh,
I don't know too much about it.
oh,
But
you,
uh,
you have a
but
Tokyo
from what
Ghoul
I have
starter.
seen, it is very story driven, and it
Mm-hmm.
can get very deep and dark. So sometimes it's just not very good for you if you're not in the right mood for it. Because I like to watch Tokyo Ghoul, but sometimes it just gets me real depressed because it's a really depressing story, and I'm already in a depressed mood.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like it's a good genre that should stay for the 18 plus people. It's fit for those kinds of people. I'm 13 and I can enjoy my good seinen, even though I'm 13, but I still watch seinen.
You'll get used to it.
Yeah,
Are you both 13?
no,
Now I'm 21.
I'm
Oh,
13.
okay. I'm 16.
So I'm
Okay.
like little, middle, and like oldest,
Yep.
youngest,
Yeah.
in between, and oldest. Yeah, I think remix is also 16. I'm not sure though. So yeah, seinen. It's a good genre that is does the job it's supposed to do. So it's fit for the people that are over 18, and it does an amazing job of doing exactly that.
Yeah.
And really character driven, which is amazing if you love your character driven stories. Which I think character driven stories are really good, but also story driven plots and stories are great too. So seinen, really good genre. I think Archer, you want to do the next one, or I'll do it?
Uh,
I'll let those Archer pick.
Yeah,
oh well.
let's let our guest always be the first one to
Okay.
pick the next one.
Um, I'd say slice of life, but I can't think of a good slice of life anime
Oh
right
my
now.
man. Okay, so I'll start it.
We'll start.
Hyoka.
All right.
If you guys have heard of this anime, it's called Hyoka. It's uh a slice of life that is really dear to my heart. It's 22 episodes by Kyoto Animations. And if you guys have not heard of Hyoka or watched it, you guys should definitely have it on the watch list because it's a really good slice of life.
Hmm.
Well,
All right.
other slice of life I can think of is Wotakoi. Love is hard for otaku. That is
Crunchyroll top.
it's a rom-com slice of life which is amazing. So slice of life, I feel like slice of life. If you just want to see characters do their day to day life, And if you can enjoy the pleasure that is slice of life anime, which is not your action, it's just typical characters doing typical things. And if you can enjoy that and have fun watching it, it's a great series to enjoy.
Mm. Oh, I've got it. Okay, I
Like
just
my favorite
remembered.
slice of life anime is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid
That's a
Monogatari.
good one. I like that one. Um, my favorite slice of life right now that I found. It looked I got it recommended to me and it looked a lot like hentai, so I was like no, but they're like it's not hentai, trust me. So I was like okay, but it's called Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Center.
Oh my man,
Oh
you're
my
gonna love it.
gosh,
You're gonna love that
I enjoy
series.
it.
The title
Okay,
sounded like hentai. I can tell where you got it. I thought the exact same thing. I was like, oh, dude, this is gonna be like a guilty pleasure anime that like 19-year-olds watch. But like, 3 episodes in, and I was like, holy shit, am I gonna binge this entire thing in like one day because it's so good?
yeah, I finished that entire series in like a day, and I watched it again, and I cried both times after finishing the season. I just can't wait for the next season to come out. It's a good show. Um, for those of you watching, if you don't know what the show is about, uh, no, it does not involve any porn, so don't prepare to jack off or anything. But
Don't expect some romance ecchi harem show.
no, it is a slice of life paranormal anime, and every 2 or 3 episodes or so, you're introduced to a new character that has a special kind of ability, kind of, and or curse or something, and the main character tries to help them out, and he's honestly kind of an asshole sometimes because he's very insensitive and
He
he
speaks
doesn't
his
give a
mind a
crap
lot.
about anything.
I
But
think I don't know if you,
deep,
I don't know if you remember this. Um, I don't want to spoil, but you know, sisters swap.
yep,
You
yep,
remember? Okay. Um, what's his name? Sakuta. He looks at her, and then he's like, "I really want to get sandwiched by those legs," and I was just straight up laughing. I was like, "What the hell?" He
yep. It's
speaks
a
his he just speaks what's in his mind without even thinking.
yep, and somehow he manages to get a girlfriend that happens to be one of the most famous teen actors of the century.
Can you show get more unrealistic? Can I
and
be
I
a
understand.
can I be a blunt guy that just speaks my mind and like I don't know, like teen
Yeah,
actor or
just
something?
yeah, just can I just be a blunt guy that speaks my mind and get a
Nah.
girlfriend? Because anybody will do. I just want a girlfriend.
Unrelatable thing, but I actually have a girlfriend. I have broken the taboo of taku. I have a girlfriend.
No,
Good for you.
no.
This is why I can't have a wife.
You can still have one in your dreams.
But with all seriousness, slice of life, if you can just enjoy day to day, a character doing his day to day life, and enjoy that and laugh, have fun watching it, then it's definitely something for you to watch. It's
Yeah,
not a genre for everyone to enjoy, but it's a genre for people that just want to relax, watch characters do what they do, and have fun watching it, basically.
yeah. It's a good show.
So I think
Good shows.
I'll give the
Very.
next one. By the way, please cough cough watch Hyoka. Please do. Slice of life. If you like your slice of life, add Hyoka to your watch list now, please.
All right. I'll write it down somewhere and try and remember to watch it.
So I'll give the next one because this is a series even I can enjoy, and I'm 13 and I'm a kid. Rom-coms, romantic comedies. Who doesn't love their romantic comedies?
Yep.
Yeah,
First thing that comes to mind when I think of that is Fruits Basket. You know that?
haven't. I'm on the manga, but I didn't even get to watch the anime yet.
All right. I haven't watched all of the anime yet, but from what I have seen, it's a good show. It's funny. It's romantic. It's
I don't know. It's
about
like
a girl who, if she touches any of the guys, then they turn into animals.
yeah, yeah. It's a really like different kind of rom-com that is unique, really unique. But like for rom-coms, as I was googling on my phone, I don't know if you guys saw this, but I tweeted out yesterday an anime that I finished. I started it yesterday and I finished it yesterday. It's called
Oh, did
Kokoro
you?
Connect, and it's a rom-com slash supernatural, and
Hmm.
I finished those 13 episodes real quick.
What
Um,
Must
anime?
must be
um,
good
What's
then
the
if you
anime
okay,
finished
about?
it all in one day,
okay,
or short.
okay. I'm gonna take a phone call. You guys can
All
talk
right.
about something, and I'll introduce the anime.
All right. Other rom coms. I don't watch too many rom coms because I'm more of an action guy, but rom coms
Uh,
are good sometimes. Uh, Honestly, I feel rom coms are sometimes more of a subgenre than a complete genre because there are
yeah.
shows that are just rom coms, but at the same time, you can find a lot of anime that are rom coms. Like there are there are parts of Sao with Kirito and Asuna that are rom comish, and um, yeah.
I just heard
I'm
Kirito
watching.
and I'm like, oh. So back to what I was saying before I had to take a phone call. Kokoro Connect. It's about these five high school students who, at first they end up switching bodies for like the first three episodes. They start switching bodies randomly, and it's a supernatural because it's really character driven, but like really character driven. And an entire episode could be about one of the five students, but if it's really good, and then for like the next couple of episodes it shows them unleashing their desires, and it's about this person. I forgot its name. He's the one that puts that curse on them of first they switch bodies, and then they unleash their desires, and then around the end of the series they ended up what did they do? They end up like turning back time, so they end up like
I
from
know what anime you're talking about, but I forgot
spec-
the name.
it's Kokoro Connect, and then at the end they end up like switching back to their past selves, but with a sprinkle of rom com on that entire series.
Hmm.
And the rom com added to it is hilarious, but like really funny,
All
and
right, I'll
you'll
have to give
have
it
to
a
check it out
watch.
if you really like character driven stories, because the character development in there is really good for characters.
Hmm.
Like, and then they speak their problems out because they're all friends. They speak out problems to each other, which is really nice. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's a good series.
Hmm.
But other rom coms that I can think of at the top of my head are
I,
let's see, of
I have,
Watakoi.
I have about two.
I have one more, and then I'll leave the floor to Hitomi. Um,
All right.
Watakoi. Love is Hard for Otaku. You guys have heard of or watched that series? It's there's a lot of rom com in there, and it's also part of slice of life. But the romantic development and the comedic effect added to it is honestly top tier hilarious and funny. But then sometimes you get these nice romantic scenes that is but it's a if you guys haven't watched it or heard about it, it's about these four otakus, and they're both all four of them are dating. So one is dating the other, and the other one's dating the other. And they're all co-workers together. They work in I don't remember what they work in, but they're all otakus like us weeds that love the anime stuff, the good gaming stuff. And it just literally shows them um romantic and comedic relationships, and then their day-to-day work lives, which is amazing.
Sounds like an interesting anime. I'll have to give it. I'll have to check it out.
And now
Yeah,
I'll leave the floor to Hitomi.
I only have one. I said it's basically QQ.
Cute, cute, cute,
You
cute.
should, yeah, it's a
Hmm.
harem and rom-com anime.
Oh, the harem stuff. Hmm. Added with romantic comedy can be really good. Huh. I'll have to
I'm
give
going
that
to
a go.
get like someone on Japanese Twitter just gave it to me a recommendation over there, and I'm currently watching it. I'm on episode 5.
Any good?
Yeah, good.
All right.
It it's
Maybe I'll give it
basically
a. Maybe I'll give it a look.
it's kind of like a visual novel, but it isn't. It focuses on both of the 5 sisters and who is the main character going to marry. I'm going to show you a picture of the show logo.
All right.
Let's see. Let's see the good stuff. Ah, romantic comedies can be so good. Honestly, I hate that some people are like really masculine in the anime community and have to say, nope, I ain't watching romantic stuff. But like,
I'm
it's good, and I'm a dude. Like, F masculinity, because I love my romantic comedies.
There are a few romantic comedies that I like, but there are, but a lot of the time they're just not my thing.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. Not everybody can just straight up and say, "Oh, romantic comedies are good." It's for those like people that just want to watch romantic comedy. Basically, want to laugh and watch people dating.
Yeah.
That's what people
You
want.
like the Hallmark Channel, you'll like this.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. He told me is next for giving us the next genre we will discuss.
Oh, hey, I think I've seen it. I think I've seen this before. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
I'm gonna
pictures, picture he told me just shared.
I'm gonna
I
put
think
the
I've
name.
seen bits of that.
Oh, the quintessential quintuplets or something like that.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll
I've
give it a look.
watched this. I've watched this. Yeah,
Yes, the quintessential quintuplets. There we go.
funny story. Really, really funny story.
Season 2 is gonna come.
I was talking to my girlfriend once, and I just finished that same day when I was talking to her. I finished this series, and she was like, "What did you do today?" And I was like, "Oh, just watched the quintessential quintuplets." And then she comes back with literally the manga of it, and I'm like, "What the hell? You read the manga and I watched the anime?" I couldn't stop laughing because that was so funny. I was just
Oh,
like, this is kind
jeez.
of a scary coincidence. She pulls out like the 2 volumes that she has read of manga of the quintessential quintuplets, and I'm just like, and then for like the next 10 minutes, we were debating on who was best girl.
Oh, jeez.
Right now, I'm already like deep
Oh,
in the mangas. I have to basically read over every single thing, but I believe it's gonna be Nino, the bride. I think Nino's gonna be the bride.
are we gonna have to discuss over who's best girl? I don't want to do this. Come on,
I don't know who's better. Like I think Nino's the best, but I don't want no Miku or
no.
Miku stands try to go at me because I said this character is lovely. I love all of them.
We're gonna have to debate over waifu best girl. Oh
Oh,
no.
jeez.
Let's do
Okay, I haven't
that.
watched the anime, so I'm just gonna mute and back off here.
He told me.
Let's just do that in another in my Discord
We'll
server.
we'll do it. We'll do it after we're done with.
You know what? I'll start watching the show, and then I'll let you guys know when I'm finished, and then we can just
All right.
do it. We can dedicate an entire podcast to it.
We're gonna are debating who's best girl in every anime for the next podcast.
All right, we'll get a list of animes, and we'll just go best girls go.
Yes. Now we want to do that for the next podcast.
All right, next podcast. That's what we're doing. Be ready.
Stay tuned, guys. Don't miss it out.
Best girls and waifus.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down for the next podcast.
Me too, dude. Bring up my notes on my phone. Okay, so rom-coms, really good if you love your romantic comedy. So, what's the next genre? Hitomi.
Sojo.
Oh, my man. I have one series that is, there's up stuff that is really good. I don't know if you guys have watched this. But it's called, Kimi ni Todoke. My Japanese is shit. Don't believe.
Kimi no Totore.
Kimi ni Todoke.
Alright.
That that anime, that shoujo stuff is really good. I actually got recommended it on Twitter. I asked for like, I was like, I want to watch some romantic, some shoujo stuff. Just recommend me some. I read the comments and I saw Kimi ni Todoke and there was just like, let's see this. It's good. I finished the entire thing. It's so good.
Have you ever watched Shakugan no Shannen?
Actually, no. Sadly. Let me pull it up on my phone. Let's see.
Alright. I'm gonna basically put in the anime recommendations.
I am reading its synopsis. Is it Japanese language?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see.
I'm trying to get the pickup.
Where is it? Let's go to
You
plot.
should watch season 1, and then the love triangle builds up, increasing and giving more tension.
I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but love triangles are always like really good stuff to watch. Let's see.
Because this anime is so underrated. It's not even funny.
Sorry, I'm not saying anything. I just don't have a lot of experience with this genre, so.
Shakugan no Shana details an age-old conflict between those who inhabit the
It's basically love and conflict. It uses battle shonen and some seinen elements with Sojo's story and plot narrative driven stories.
Yeah.
It mainly focuses on the battles and love stories, on how and who's gonna be dead or alive.
So yeah,
Basically,
basically
it took
like
us some
with
it took us some
shoujo.
inspirations from Dragon Ball Z and some samurai anime.
Yeah. So shoujo. Long story short, because we don't know much about it, or if you love your really good romance added with like a sprinkle of something, like another genre, it can get really good. Or if it's just shoujo really good on its own. So Ghost Archer, amen. You are doing the next. I feel like we haven't done
Yeah.
the most typical
All right.
stuff.
Let's just get harem anime out of the way. Okay, there's two types of harem anime. One, the kind you jerk off to. We're not talking about that. We're keeping this clean. Two, the
We're
kind that
we're a clean podcast. We don't talk about that stuff. Go to anime.tv if you can. Go over there.
two, there's the wholesome stuff where it's like some trash isekai and for some reason the
High
main
School
character
DxD.
just hangs out with a lot of women.
No, but
Like
High School DxD
I
is plot with actual plot. If you know what I'm talking about.
It's,
It has its plot. It has both kinds of the plot that guys like and the plot of an anime.
yeah.
and we get to see a lot of fan service. But I like to recommend the light novels because they're kind of better written than the actual anime.
So I don't know any good harem that I can remember. Uh, harem.
We already mentioned it, but the quintessential quintuplets is kind
Yeah,
of a harem.
yeah, that is a
Yeah,
harem.
Uh, it's not
Uh,
a good harem, but I watched a TV show called Isekai Smartphone, and it was a trash anime altogether,
oh,
but
I watched
it was
it.
very isekai and very.
oh, don't bring back the memories, Archer.
We can't bring that anime up. We
Okay.
don't bring it
I
We,
up.
will.
we don't we don't talk about garbage cans in this podcast.
Okay.
We don't bring back stuff that is already dead and that was never good. Harem
Alright.
that I can remember, and that's kind of okay. It was okay to watch. It's not the best, but it's called Trinity Seven.
I haven't gotten into that yet, but sounds interesting.
It's really like it's not that good. It's not bad. It's not like let's say Infinite Stratos bad. It's okay. It only has one season. But like Harem, I mean, there's like depends what kind of harem you're talking about. If it's the HENTAI harem, yeah, just go on go on a dodgy website and like you can watch it there, or you can be like us and watch the okay harem that does not include too much edgy stuff.
Yeah.
Harem is like an
Make
okay
sure you do
genre.
not watch the aforementioned, the first one we mentioned if you are under the age of 18.
Yeah, please don't. But yeah, High School DxD. Watch the um. So yeah, harem. It's a really controversial genre. It can get really
Even though
controversial.
there's good ones.
Yeah, there's good ones, but then there's the controversial ones.
Yeah,
There's
some
good
that
ones, controversial
involve,
ones, and then there's Isekai Smartphone.
Yeah,
you
that's on a
know,
whole nother apartment on its own.
yeah, because I keep on telling people,
Ghost Archer,
do
you are
not
this
watch
close
this
from
or
death.
you're going to get a headache from this. The story
Uh,
does not make any sense.
Me holding my urges to kick the kick button from him talking about the smartphone. He's like, oh, I just said it.
I'll just leave. Goodbye. All right, I won't bring it up again. That anime shall never be spoken on this Discord ever again.
It
Yeah,
should be a banned word.
All right.
I have it banned as my Twitter words. But yeah, harem. It could be a really good genre at times, but then sometimes it could be a really controversial anime. But no, I feel like we might end here, but like I'm just gonna talk about like the big genre that everybody knows anime for, even the people that don't.
yeah.
The
It's
shonen
just
stuff.
jokes, boobs.
Shonen.
Shonen, the probably a really cool genre. Um, Best shonen that I can think of that hasn't too much filler. There's also big filler. Naruto.
Yeah, I couldn't watch. I liked Naruto, but I couldn't watch it because I couldn't get past the girl who uses the ice mirrors because for literally 10 episodes, it was just the same fight scene with maybe like two more kicks each episode.
True.
The first arc is dialogue heavy.
Yeah,
The
really.
thing I can just tell you, you should. I recommend the manga while reading the anime. You can just watch it in the Japanese and English dubs because once you get past that arc, you start to get a better understanding of the status quo. It's a good anime.
It's a good anime. It just has a ton
Is
of filler.
filler is a big
I feel
problem,
And it's not
or
filler.
or over dragged episodes also can be a big
yes.
problem. over overdragged episodes and filler when it's not.
It
I
gets
would.
filler heavy when you go into Shippuden.
Yeah.
I just
Um.
recommend people to watch this arc, that arc. You can decide if you want to watch filler, but it's
But
a key point of the story.
shonen the where it does really good and shine are tournament arcs. I'm gonna list a
It's a
few.
tournament arc.
I'm gonna list a few tournament arcs that I think are great. My Hero, Black
Yes.
Clover, um,
Yes.
tuning exams. That was good. Uh, the Yu Yu Hakusho tournament arc. Oh, yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh. So yeah,
They're known for the tournament arcs.
tournament arcs are really well done in shonen
Yes.
if they are
Yeah,
not overdragged.
Yeah.
just like after the entire Yu Yu Hakusho tournament arcs, the only anime that basically mastered the art of the tournament arc is Yu-Gi-Oh! At this point.
Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho has a um tournament arc.
Yep.
Where sometimes shonen can be really good is character development since it has so many episodes. A lot of shonen, if it's a long running shonen, character development can be so good. I'm gonna list a few where character development is great. My Hero,
Alright,
Black Clover, One Piece, Naruto. Naruto has really good character development, and what else? And what else? Yeah, character development, and then there's also it has it could also have a really nice
Oh,
setting.
Demon Slayer.
Couldn't get over three episodes. Um,
Demon Slayer
I
is a good.
believe
Demon Slayer is a good
the
one too.
manga right now it's on its final arc. Right now, I'm busy watching Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes.
so
Huh?
shonen, it could be a really good series, a really good genre if it's not too much filler or long driven episodes. If it could be done right, good amount of episodes and not dragged on too much, it can be really great.
And have good
So
Yeah.
story because
yeah, and story settings can also be really good, but sometimes it's just action.
yeah, Shonen's like a perfect mix of a bunch of different genres, and it
Just
can sometimes be great and sometimes not so great. But
yeah,
usually the shows
Look,
are liked by somebody.
yeah. Also
like
manga, shonen manga can be so good.
Oh yes.
look at Rosario Vampire. It's a harem, but it's part of Shonen Jump.
Um, so we've been talking for like almost an hour. We've been ranting for so long.
Yeah, rambling, rambling.
So I
All
think
right.
we're gonna drop it off here. The podcast.
That's
It it,
probably a
it
good idea.
it's been good. All genres of anime should be loved differently. They all have their fair share of flaws, but they also have their fair share of good stuff to watch in it.
Yeah.
So, so you can love anime in different. You can love different genres. If you love anime in general, that's nice. We've been ranting for so long. Also, watch out for the next podcast. Fighting
Can I
over
say
best
Yes.
something?
girls.
Next podcast, best waifus and best girls. Next
Yes.
podcast.
Watch a lot of harem
Yes.
anime and get your. Oh, I feel how long is that sale gonna take? I wonder. So yeah, guys. We're gonna end it here. Archer, it was nice to have you. Hopefully, you're here next podcast. The rant on
Thank
best
you. I'll try and
waifus.
be there.
Alright,
Hopefully, we
guys.
can have more people on
Bye.
next podcast.
Make
Wee.
make sure to watch our first podcast if you haven't. If this is your second time, thank you very much for watching. Peace out, guys. We'll see you guys on the next podcast. Peace.
Goodbye.
Bye.